Okay, today we will learn about C++. Basically basic structures of C language, and then we will move to object oriented programming. Okay, let's start. We create a new project. That is a console application, means the output will be on the console DOS. Okay, we can use Windows application, but we are using console application. Okay, this is C++ project, not C project. Okay, so if this project is, for example, this is the project name, right? Save it and just change here using namespace std. Okay, now the first thing is variables. What are variables? Variables are declared as, for example, integer a. This is a variable. Okay, a is a variable. I assign a value to a. This is 10, and I print it cout less than a. Okay, so this is header file. This is the header file, IO stream, input output stream, and on std this is the main function. These are arguments by default, and our program is here. We have declared an integer variable, and we have assigned a value in the next line number 9, and we have printed this value. Okay, let's start it. Run this project, save this. So it will print 10. Okay, you see this 10 here, this is 10. So if I want to use integer b, okay, and b is equal to 20, and I use integer c, and c is equal to a plus b, and I print c. Okay, I run this project. The result should be declare a variable, assign value to variable 10, declared another variable b, assign the value to it, declared c, and add these two values 10 and 20, and copy the result in c and print the c. Okay, so result will be 30. This is 30, right? This is the result, 30. Okay, now if we have, for example, we write addition. Addition is less than c, and we want to change it to like this: a, b, and c in one line declaration. And we should remove this line, means comment this line, single line comment. We should comment this line, and this is simple, right? Now we add c is equal to a minus b, and we again cout new line \n or endl \n. This is subtraction, and less than c, and we have c is equal to a multiplied by b. Same c variable is used, right? And cout new line multiplication is less than c. Okay, and c is equal to a divided by b. Cout less than division, and less than c. So let's see the output. You see, addition 30, subtraction minus 10, multiplication 200, and division 0, because it is quotient. It is, this division is, if I use for example a divided by b is 0.5, so this should be 20, okay, just for the division this should be 10, okay, the result should be 2, okay. So I run this project, the result is 2, okay, division 2, okay. Now this is how to assign the value, how to use operators, okay. Now I want to see I want to comment this, okay. These are variables and I just remove this, okay, this program, and I write conditions, okay. Conditions are if else, if condition. I write integer a is equal to 1, okay. If a is equal to 1, then cout 1, else if, so this is one digit translator. If we put 1, it will translate to 1, okay. Let's run it. Okay, this is 1, this is 1, it is showing the translation of 1, and if I put 2, then the result will be nothing, no result, because this condition is false. 2 is equal to 1, no, this is false, okay. 2 is not equal to 1. If I use not equal to like this, means 2 is not equal to 1, then do this portion under between these brackets, okay. Now it will say 1, okay. Now let's create 5-digit translator, okay. To do that, we use else if a is equal to 2 and cout 2, else if a is equal to 3, cout 3, and for example this is 3 digit, I put 3 here, okay. What will be the result? 3, THREE. It says 1. Why it says 1? Because a is equal to 1, this is true, right? Is equal to 1, double equal, right? So 3, this is 3, right? 3, the result is 3. If I put here 2, the result will be 2. This is 2, right? So this is 3-digit translator. This is if else, okay. We can change this to switch, okay. Let's do that. What is the switch statement? I write switch and A. This is option. Okay. So case 1, it will compare A with 1. If A is 1, then C out 1. Okay. And break. Break is important, right? Then case 2. Case 2 is C out 2. Okay. Break. And case 3 is C out 3. So this is 3-digit translator and break. Break. Default, if it is not 2, 3, then C out, translation not found. Translation not found. Now we have 2 in A, so it should print this 2, because this will check 2 is equal to 1, no. 2 is equal to A is equal to 2 is equal to 2, yes. So this will print this, then break. Break means go to this line, don't execute this, go to this line and return 0. So it is saying integer main switch was not declared in this code. Okay, switch, this is switch. Okay, this is switch statement, right? So C is case sensitive. You see 2 TW, and if I put here 3, it will compare switch A, switch 3. 3 is equal to 1, no. 3 is equal to 2, no. 3 is equal to 3, yes. Print 3, break. If I put 4, then default is translation not found. Here is translation not found. Translation not found for 4. Okay. So this is switch. Now integer A is equal to 4. For example, A is equal to 4. If A is less than 4, print C out 4. C out true. Else C out false. C out false. So A is equal to 4. 4 is less than 4? No. 4 is not less than 4. So it will not print, it will not come under these two brackets. It will print else part. Okay. So let's see this. So false is the result. This is the false, right? If you see this is false. Okay. If I just write equal to, A is equal to 4. So A is less than 4, one thing, and other is A is equal to 4. Yes, it is equal to 4. Though, so it will print true. So this means two conditions. Less than 4 or less than or equal to. This prints true, right? True. Now if I print greater than 4 and I use 10, so 10 is greater than 4, it will print true. So it will print true. Okay. Equal to, we have operators like this multi-line comment / star and */ multi-line comment. Compiler will not read this. Compiler will not compile this. Okay. Now A, this is equal to comparison operator. We have not equal to, this is again comparison operator. This is less than equal to, greater than equal to. Okay, so these are operators we can use. And means and, comparison and or. This is double sign, bar sign. Okay, this is shift and this sign. Okay, so and or, there are also bitwise and or, very important for the programming. Okay, bitwise and or, those are used, right? And means is both conditions are true. And here if we have another variable b and it is 20, if I write here a, if a is equal to 10, and means and b is equal to 20, then print true. If a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, then print true. In this condition, in this case, this is true. It should print true. Okay. Now true. This is true, right? So if we have, this is 20, for example, this is 20. So 20 is equal to 10? No. 20 is equal to b. 20 is equal to 20. Yes, this is true, but this is false. So if both conditions are true, the result will be true. And is if both conditions are true. If all the conditions are true, the result will be true in this case. Okay. If I go here and compile, this will print false. Okay, this is false. Okay. Now if we put or, just go here and put or, then any one of the condition is true of all the conditions. So a is equal to 10, 20 is equal to 10, no. B, 20 is equal to 20, yes. So this condition is true. So overall the condition is true in our case. Or means any one of the condition, or. Okay, this is true, right? Now these are comparison operators, and now important thing is, one more important thing, how to tell the size. Integer a, and I write cout size of a. Okay, size of a. So it will print 4 bytes. Okay, size of a, integer, size of integer. Let's see. So it will print 4 bytes, 32 bits. Okay, 4 byte size of integer. If I change the type of the variable to float, it will print, this is float, and I compile. Okay, and this is 4. If I write double, right, double, then it will print 8. Size of a is 8 bytes. This is 8 bytes. If I print long double variable, very long value, right? So it will print 12. So it is 12 bit long, 12 bytes long, 12 bytes, right? Bytes means 8 bits is 1 byte. If I write character a, if I write character a, then it will print 1 byte. 1 byte. One character is 8 bits long, 1 byte long. Okay. You can print strings. Strings is combination of characters, extra 1 backslash 0 string terminator, right? Now we have seen till now how conditions are used, how variables are used, how switch statement is used, and how we can calculate the size of different types, different variables, different types. Now we see how to use arrays. Okay, so array is, for example, integer array. A is array, and this inside these brackets I need 3 values is equal to, and I write this, and I write 1, 2 and 3, right? Okay, before arrays we should have loops. Okay, after this loops. So there are 3 loops. Before arrays we should discuss loops. There is for loop, do while loop and while loop. For loop, if we know the number of iterations, we use for loop. Do while loop, if we want to execute the loop at least once, mandatory one. So do while is used. If we want to test the condition before and 0 times, means if condition is false, then loop will not be executed. Then while loop will be used. So the syntax is for initialization, semicolon, condition, semicolon, increment, decrement, increment or decrement, increment or decrement, plus plus or minus minus. Okay, and then comes the bracket and body of the statements. This is statements. Statements terminated with semicolon. Multiple statements, one statement. If there is one statement, there is no need of bracket. If there are multiple statements, then you use statements. So for the initialization, I write integer a is equal to 1, and condition is a is less than 10, and for the increment decrement, I write a plus plus increment, and just I want to see the result C out less than a. Okay, so it will print in one line 1 to 10 digits, 1 to 9 digits, less than 10, it is less than 10. So it will test a is equal to 1, print a, then test 1 is less than 10, yes, 1 is less than 10. Okay, a plus plus 2 is less than 10, 3 is less than 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 is less than 10, yes, and 10 is less than 10, no. So it will go to this line and return 0. Okay. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I print a new line, what I will do is end L. Okay, this is end L, and you see in the new lines, every new output is in the new line. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. You can use new line with backslash n. This is escape sequence, backslash n, less than, and you go here and you write, this is backslash n, same output, right? So this is for loop. If we just, what is do while loop? We take this integer a is equal to 1, this integer a is equal to 1. This is initialization, integer a is equal to 1, and we have do, we have cout, we have less than sign, and backslash and same, and now we have a and this. Then we have a plus plus, this for loop. Here we declare in the for loop here, and we declare this, and then do while condition. Condition is what? A is less than 10. Just like in for loop, just put the three different initialization, condition, and a plus plus here. Remember, use a plus plus, otherwise it will be an infinite loop. The program will not terminate. Okay, infinite loop. A plus plus means a is 1, increment it till 9, till less than 10. Let's see what is the output. So 2 times 1 to 9. So you see 2 times 1 to 9. One is for loop, okay, and other is for do while loop. If we use while loop, then it is 3 times. So integer b is equal to 1, for example. Okay, while in the while loop the conditions comes before, b is less than 10. Okay, then you write cout and statements b and b plus plus. Okay, so we have initialization, condition, increment, decrement, body of the loop, one statement. We have initialization, condition, and increment, decrement, and here we have initialization, condition, and increment, decrement in one line. Now we will print 3 lines. It will print 3 times 1 to 10. Okay, 3 times 1 to 10. You see this? 1 to 10. So this is 1 to 10. Okay. Now we know how loops work. Okay. What if I just remove this, and I change it to minus. This will be an infinite loop. Okay, because a is equal to 1, a minus means this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So a is always less than 10. Okay, so it will never end. To change this, I will use a is greater than 10. A is equal to 1. What I do is I initialize a is equal to 10. I start from 10 and I go till 1, greater than 0. So it will decrement, it will take 10, then decrement 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Greater than 0 means till 1. Let's see what is the output. So 10, 9, 8, you see? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the decrement. Now we see how we use arrays. Single dimensional array. There are 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional arrays. So we have 3 elements. Array is a variable having multiple values of the same kind. For example, this is an integer variable having 3 values, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is 4 bytes long, 2 is 4 bytes long, and 3 is 4 bytes long. Overall, the size of the array is what? 4 multiplied by 3 is 12 bytes. Okay, this is the size of the array. So if I use a of I, now this is not variable, a of a. Okay, now this is, I should use a1. Okay, this is a variable, separate variable, loop variable, counter variable, a1. So I should use a1. Okay, to print the values 1, 2, 3. Okay, just do that. So you see, okay, there is problem. There is problem. We have minus minus. We have plus plus, a plus plus, and it should start from 0 because array starts from 0, and it should be less than 3. Okay. So you see 1 2 3, 1 2 3, right? If I increase the number of values to 4, 5, 100, 200, 300, then we should use, okay, let's see the error. Okay, size error. So compiler will throw an error. Okay, it says, what it says? Integer meant too many initializers. Because we have declared for 3, there are too many values. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should use 8 here. Okay. And if we print 3, it will print first 3. 0, 1, 2. 0th element is 1, right? 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. Now if I want to print all, I use 10. Okay. And I go here. Okay, you see this? So these are the values 100, 200, 300. Then comes 8. Okay, because this is 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10 is some address, some value in the RAM. Okay, so we should have 8, less than 8. 0 to 7 is 8. Okay, now if we print it, this is the value, right? This is single dimensional array. If we have 2-dimensional array, what we do? For example, we have 3 values. Okay, now we just remove this, and press tab, and we have 3 values and 3 values. We have zeroth array, and we have 1 2 3. We have comma, and we have first array. We have 1 2 4 5 and 6. How to print it? We use another for loop. For integer b1 is equal to 0, b1 is less than, this is 3, this should be 3, this should be 3. Okay, this is b1 is equal to 0, b1 is less than 3, b1 plus plus, increment, right? And see out a1 b1, right? Let's see. So you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 0 0 0. Okay, one extra. 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I go here and add array again, this is 100 comma 300 comma 500. Okay, then this will print all. Okay, this is bracket here, right? So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 100 300 500. So this is how integer arrays works. There are pointers also. How to use pointers? Very, very important concept. So C is for pointers. Okay, C++ direct memory address. What is a pointer? A pointer is a variable. It is a variable which holds the address of another variable. which points to some other variable. Pointer is pointing to some other. So pointing means direction, giving direction, that I am going, okay, go there. This is pointing. Okay. So there are two things we have to remember, that there is one value and every value has address. So a variable, if I type variable integer a, and this has two things. A is equal to 2. For example, I write a is equal to 2. I write cout a. This will print a. 2. This will print 2. We know that this will print 2. Okay, this is 2, right? Now if I use and operator, what will it print? It will print address of a. So address of a is this. This is the memory address, 0x22FEAC. This is the memory address of a. So every variable has a value and address. This is address. If I want to see the value at this address a, okay, value at this address, what is the value at this address 0x? It is 2. Let's see. You see, this is 2. Value at this address. Okay. So this address contains this value. So this star means it holds the value, and means it holds an address. So for the pointer variables, we use integer pointer star a or integer star a, right? This means that a is a pointer. Okay, a will hold address of some other variable. For example, we declare another variable, integer b. Okay, this is the variable, and we put the value to 3. B is equal to 3. Now we have a is equal to and b. Okay, it means a is a variable, a pointer variable. A is a pointer variable means it will point to some other variable. How to point? We use address. Pointer means you give direction. That is an address. Okay, go there, go here, come back. Okay, right, left. This is address. These are all addresses. Directions, pointing. You are pointing someone. Okay, so pointers means it will hold the address of another variable. That this is the address. Go there. This is the address. This is the direction, right? Now star a and b. B is an ordinary variable, ordinary integer variable. A is pointing now b. Okay, address a will hold address of b. If I print the value of a, it is an address. It is an address. Let's see what is the address. So this is the address, 0x22E8. This is the address. So this is address of b. Okay, address of b. A will hold address of b. What is the address of a? And a. Let's see. What is the address of and a? Address of a is not 8 but AEAC. Okay, so this is the address of a. So if I want to know what is the value at a, what is the value at a, let's see. It should be 3. It should be 3. Yes, it is 3. Okay, you see, this is 3 because it holds the address of, it is pointing to b. Pointing to b means it holds the address of variable b. Okay, so this is very simple single pointer. There are double pointers, means you have address of some other variable, one variable has address of some other variable, and that variable has address of another variable. So there are pointer arrays, pointer functions, there are virtual functions, means there are a lot of uses of pointers. Direct memory addressing, and we allocate the memory, we delete the objects, and allocate and deallocate the memory, okay, allocate graphics, etc. Okay, so this is how we use address. Okay, so this is simple mechanism that it will hold. A has its own address, it holds the address of B, and to get the value we use pointer A. So this is very confusing. If you see this, and if you see this, okay, this is declaration, okay, this means that the value at A, okay, value at A. To get this is the value at A, okay, to get the idea of pointer, because it is difficult. Okay, so it is I should use a backslash n, okay, and less than and A, okay, and we have cout less than backslash n, and we have pointer A, okay. Now we have cout less than, and we have this, and we have value at B, okay. So this is address of A is equal to this, value of A is equal to this, value of B is equal to this, and address of B is what? And B. Cout backslash n, value of, this is address of B is equal to and B, okay. So this is how we use. Let's see what is the output. Okay, this is the value. Address of A is this, value of A is 3, value of B is 3, address of B is this. So this is a simple pointer mechanism. Now we should use functions, okay, functions. Now what are the functions? Very simple. These are small programs. For example, this is a function. Every function has three things. Number one, declaration. Number two, definition. Number three, call. Function call. We declare the function, we define the function, and we call the function. Okay, so what is a function? How to declare it? We use type, return type. This is return type. Then name of function. Then this bracket, very important, these two brackets, okay, we use these two brackets. Then parameter 1 and parameter 2 and parameter n, okay. these are parameters with types. For example, type 1, type parameter 1, type parameter 2, type parameter 3. Then we have body of the function. We use body of the function, and we use here this. So return type may be integer, float, void. Void means nothing. It will not return anything. Okay? Void means. Integer means it will return integer. Int, integer. It will return integer. So let's start defining the function. How to define the function? First thing is declaration. First thing is what? Declare the function. Declare it. For example, we have integer add. Integer add a b. No, not add. We have void function. Void print. Void display. Display function. This is simple, okay? Display function, and it will not have any argument. This is void, no argument. Okay? This is void. And now we have, this is declaration. What is the definition? Definition is this. What is the definition? We use void display void, okay, and we use cout less than welcome to function in C++. Okay. Now if I go here and I call, third thing is what? Call the function. So first declare, define, and then call. Call with the name. Display function. Okay. So if I compile this will output to welcome to functions in C++. Welcome to functions in C++. This is very simple, right? So this is a small program. Okay. If I call it again, so what is the use of it? Display, I call it again, display. So it will print 2 times. It will print 2 times. Welcome to C++, functions in C++, welcome to C. So you define the function once, declare the function, define the function once, and call it again and again. Right? So this is the use of function. If we want to add another function, for example, integer function, return type is integer, name of the function is add. Okay, its values are, we will print integer and comma integer. Okay, this is declaration, and I define it, add integer a, integer b. Okay, and it will return integer int. It will accept 2 arguments a and b, both are integers, and we return a plus b. This is add. A plus b is what? A plus b is some integer. When we add 2 integers, we result another integer. So we will return this integer where? To the calling function. So I should comment this. This will not be compiled. This will not be compiled, and this will be compiled. I write cout, okay, and I write add 10. The result should be 20. Okay, let's see. So it is 20. So it will, first argument is a for a. This is the argument, integer a, integer b. First argument is a, 10 is copied to a, 20 is copied to b. Okay, then add 10 and 10 and 20 and return 20. So it will print 20. I can use this like this, integer a is equal to add 20. Okay, and I use a. Okay, this is integer, for example, result, integer result, and I will print result. This is a variable, right? So send 40. it will print 40. This is 40, right? 40. Now functions, we know that how data are declared, how functions we can declare, and now it's time to look at some classes. What is a class? Okay, so class is just right here, class, and name is add, addition. Okay, class name is addition. We just go here and remove this display. Okay, and we copy these two functions, right click, cut this and put inside class, paste. Okay, so you see this is the, we should indent it. Okay, add, so there is no need of declaration here. Okay, so we should remove this display and add, same two functions. This is now within the class, these two functions are within the class. So if we write add 2020, it will give an error, no function declaration, no function found. So add was not declared in this code. Okay, add was not declared in this code. Again, we should have semicolon to end the class addition. Okay, so add was not declared in this, add. What we do is we declare class variable addition. We write addition result, addition A. Okay, addition result, and result dot add this is integer and A, and we should print this A. Okay, and we should print A, and just go here. Okay, so this should be declared public. Okay, so we should use public. Okay, public, right? So this will be okay, 40, same result 40. Okay, so this is access specifier, that these two functions are public. We made a variable result. This is an object to access these two functions. This is an object. I can write obj, object for obj. Okay, so obj dot add. So I am calling this function using the function of using the object of that class, and I assign to local variable inside main, and I print that local variable there, right? This is simple, how we declare the class, how we declare the functions. Okay, if I use some data, then I write integer A, integer B. Okay, this is data part. Okay, and we can assign here A and B, this dot A, this dot B. Okay, so this is how we use classes. So we will do object oriented programming. This is one class. Okay, and this is the client main function, or client class or whatever. So we have only one class and two functions and two data part. If we have large program, then there are multiple classes. So multiple classes means they are related with each other, because objects are related with each other. One object is teacher, one object is student, one object is course. Okay, so these are all related objects. Okay, there is a relationship, for example, one to many relationship between the objects, between the entities, right? So you design the class, you make the objects, and there is inheritance, there is polymorphism, okay, there is overloading, overriding, so virtual functions. We will discuss in object oriented next part, right? Okay, thank you very much.